Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. Susan Campfield here with SueStampfield.com. Welcome to my stamp room. Come on in. We're going to have some fun tonight with paper crafts. We're going to make a gorgeous card together, and yeah, it'll be an adventure, right? It's always an adventure. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to let you know, if you haven't watched my videos before, I wanted to warn you to grab a beverage. So I am a messy crafter. Anyone else out there a messy crafter like me? Some of you, I'm sure, are very organized, and I wish I was you. But I'm not. I get excited and start creating, and everything gets all over my desk, and then I lose things. So we play a little game to avoid the frustration when we lose things. When we find the item again, I say found it, and we all take a sip of our beverage. So let me know what's in your cup tonight. I have my favorite ice water in mine, and let me know what's in your cup. So glad that you're here with me tonight. I hope you're having a great weekend. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to make a faux step fold card tonight. In the last two videos, we were playing with a beautiful new designer paper called One Horse Open Sleigh. It's part of the, okay, wait, hang on a second here. There's something on my heel. Oh my gosh, you guys. Can you see it? It's an iridescent rhinestone. Of course. I was like, why can I not walk? Yeah, crafter's bane, right? All the embellishments that fall on the floor and then get stuck on our feet. That's a new one here. Anyway, we've been playing with the One Horse Open Sleigh Designer Series paper. It is part of the new online exclusives, and it's finally available, at least for right now. I checked about a half an hour before the video, and it hadn't sold out yet. So this is part of the new Stampin' Up! Online exclusives. And you go to my online store, you go to online exclusives, and you'll see all the different offerings that are available. Some items are already out of stock, but if the item is pictured and if it says currently unavailable, that means they're making more. It'll be coming back. One item that is currently not available is the new Trucking Around stamp set. The little truck punch is available, but the stamp set is temporarily out of stock. They are making more down in southern Utah, where Stampin' Up! Has their manufacturing facility, and they estimate those will be back in stock the week of July 17th. So no worries there. It does appear that the Timeless Charms stamp set has already sold out. So that one is gone, but the beautiful dies are available, and they can stand alone there. So, but tonight we're going to make a step fold card with this gorgeous scenery paper. I've made quite a few step fold cards. I actually dug through my old samples and I found some of the ones that I've made in the past. So we'll look at those. Somebody in the last video said, gosh, wouldn't this paper be fun to do with the faux step fold card? And I thought, gosh, they're right. Let's do it. So it was at Nancy Pond. Oh, okay, Nancy, if you're watching live, yay, thank you. If you're watching the replay, thanks so much for inspiring us all tonight. That's what I love about these videos. I get so inspired by your suggestions and your comments, and I hope that I give you a little inspiration to get you stamping and making cards, because the most important thing is to make the cards, get them in the mail so that they brighten other people's lives. Now we're doing Christmas cards here, a little Christmas in July. That seems a little odd to be doing it this early, and like, who can you send it to now? Well, you won't send it now. You'll just start a stash. But if you make Christmas cards, you know that it does take some time, and planning ahead is always a good thing. But it's so important. It means so much to so many people to get those handmade cards in the mail. I know what I feel like when I get a handmade card in the mail. I'm just absolutely thrilled. I'm sure you are too. I actually had people say to me, well, I'm not making and sending cards anymore because nobody sends them to me. Sometimes it's not about us, right? It's about making them happy, because you know they're going to love it. They maybe don't know how to make cards, or they're so overwhelmed with life they can't make cards or send cards or even address cards, and that's okay. But we can still do our part, right, and send those cards. So Ooh, dark chocolate sipping cream. What? That sounds amazing, Bonnie. All right, we're going to go ahead and get this party started. Just wanted to remind you, my project sheet email went out this week. Woohoo! Finally, went out on the 6th, actually, with some free project sheets. If you're not currently subscribed, you can do so. Oh, somewhere. Where is it, Sue? Hang on, I'll find it. There it is. If you go to SueStanfield.com, click on subscribe, you can get signed up for my free project sheets and get some more creative inspiration in the mail. I need to take a sip already. I haven't lost anything, but I'm doing a lot of talking here. Enough talking. Let's do some creating, okay? So I'm going to flip the camera. A little shout out to my moderator, Jennifer Walsh. Jennifer is awesome. She's here with us on YouTube. You might be hanging out over on Facebook. Oh, look, I've already left a banner up. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's make that go away so it doesn't cover things up. You might be watching over on YouTube or on Facebook, or you might be here with me on YouTube. Jennifer is hanging out in the YouTube comments and helping us out. So if you're watching on YouTube and you have a question, do the @ symbol and type her name. It'll pop up and she can help flag my attention. I got my Found It coaster here so that I don't mess up, don't get water on the cards unless I spill, which, happens sometimes. So this is the Horse and Sleigh bundle. And where's the paper, Sue? I ordered another pack. I've gone through a lot of packages. Oh gosh, I don't know where it is. It's here somewhere. Well, here's some. Found some of it anyways. What's this? Does this show all the papers? Yeah, this one shows all of them. Okay, I'll do this one. So it's a 6x6 pack, and you get 4 sheets of each pattern. And it's just a gorgeous scenery paper on one side. And then the other side are solid, just different wood grains. And some of these would be great for masculine cards. So after the holidays are over, if you have leftover paper, these are great to use for other projects. Now this one even could be a masculine card any time of the year. It is a little bit snowy to me, so I would probably say that's the one that I would use on Christmas time or winter time cards, but the rest of them you can see could be used on anything when you have those leftovers. So we've been having a lot of fun with this. As I mentioned, my video last Saturday, we made this this fun Z-fold card. This is a 3-panel scenery Z-fold card, and super cute. So there's some of the patterns in this pack, like this one that's on top. Guess what? We're going to use this one tonight. I think it's gorgeous. So you ordered it on the 6th. Very smart, Leslie. Very smart to order quickly. Like I said, it was still in stock while I looked, but yeah, it could go fast. So some of the papers are kind of have to me, I would use the whole paper on one card. These are those, the deer, the fox, and I would keep the scraps to use on another project, the leftover bits. But to me, like just using the trees, I mean, it just needs to have the little deer on there. So those are ones that I would get maybe one card out of. This is another one, and we're going to use this one tonight. However, in our last Crafternoon, so every month I do a Crafternoon event. And if you place a $50 order with me, you get a packet in the mail to make one of the unique fun fold cards. This was the one we made. This was the one that was sent out last time. So this June's Crafting Fun Fold was the book jacket fold. And so when the card goes flat for an envelope, and then when it opens, it has a spine like a book, and then it can stand for display because of that. And then we have like a book jacket, this flap that opens out and has a hidden message on the inside. So I took these papers and I used 6 of the patterns in the pack. There are 12 different patterns. And those 6 I cut in half. These are 3-inch wide segments, and was able to make 12 cards with, you can see like this is 2 halves of the paper. I was able to make 12 cards. These are the book folds, so it puts up like this. And then inside, if you order the whole suite, you get these cool metallic snowflakes in white, copper, and gold. And then this is one of the dies in the set, as it's the snowbank down there. and then it opens up like that. So these papers, these 6 papers and a few others work really well to get 2 cards out of the sheet. But I wanted to show you just some ideas. So we've been working on this a lot, and you can get more information about the book fold either on my channel, or if you go to my blog, suestampfill.com, you'll see the blog post with all the pictures of the book fold cards and information about the tutorial if you want to get that. So we've been playing with a lot of these patterns. I've made cards now with every one of them except for these 3. In the last video, we made this bunny card. Well, actually, we made the horizontal version of this bunny card, which is somewhere on my desk. So it's that same panel scenery fold. Again, so different pattern from the pack. But tonight, we're going to use this paper. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, we're going to make a faux step fold card, and we're going to use, oops, upside down, Sue. We're going to use Night of Navy paper. So Jennifer is an awesome moderator, Kathy Bradley. I totally 100% agree. Yay for Jennifer. Let's give Jennifer a shout out. She's awesome. She is always just right on top of things, isn't she? All right, we're going to grab our paper trimmer and hang on. I got to grab the measurements. I printed them out and for a cheat sheet, and yeah, left them in the printer. So faux step fold card. Let's take a look first before we get started here at what that is. All right. So here's one that I made last year, 2 years ago, whenever we had this paper. I think it was last year. If you still have some of the Slights of Glow paper in your stash, you might recognize that. So the faux step fold card, you can see the step here on the front. And it stands up for display, which is awesome. And it has the tinted portion and then the card base portion. So why is it called a faux step fold card? The original versions of the step fold card, you actually took your paper trimmer and you did a cut on each side. You did a partial cut, and then that portion went back and this front portion popped out. Totally fine to do that, but it's just a little more challenging to cut it in the right spot. I personally find the faux fold to be much easier, especially if you're mass producing Christmas cards. So, but totally up to you. I suppose that you could say that the one where you cut might be a little more paper saving, but I have so many scraps around in this craft room. Like, I'm actually really thrilled when I can use up some scraps. So here's another one that I did. Again, these are all retired products. Some of these actually are on, they had just had a clearance rack refresh, and some of these products are, I think, are in the clearance rack. So, but it does open up so you can write an inside message and have an inside stamped greeting, but it also stands for display. And then here is one more with the gnome dies. These are retired, although they might be in the clearance rack. I'm not sure. So that again stands like that. Now this one is a little bit shorter version than this one, and this is on my channel if you dig back a ways. But we're going to make the taller version tonight. So we're going to use, you like the fold much better, Polly? Yeah, I do find it much easier. And let's grab some Night of Navy cardstock. Sorry, I walked away from the microphone. Night of Navy cardstock. I've got my handy dandy paper trimmer right here, and we're going to go ahead and cut this a 4 1/4. 4 1/4 by 11, and that is going to form our card base. And let's go ahead and score that right now. So I'm going to put that cutting blade out of range so I don't have a mistake. And I'm going to score this at 1 inch. Move my water bottle here. Score it at 1 inch. So the light gray one on your paper trimmer is the scoring blade. And then I'm going to slide it over to 2 inches. And I'm going to score again. And then I'm going to slide it all the way to 6 1/2. Now you might say, whoa, Susan, it doesn't go to 6 1/2. Well, you would be right, but we can fix that. We just pull out the extendable arm and we slide it right here to the 6 1/2 inch mark. and score it there. So a little recap, I will put up these dimensions at the end of the video, and Jennifer is dropping them in the live comments, but this is 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 1, 2, and 6.5. I know that seems weird, but it works. All right, now I'm going to take this other piece and I am going to cut this. And again, I will show you this dimensions at the end so that you can take a screenshot along with the card so you know what the heck those measurements were for. I sometimes take pictures and I have no recollection of what the actual card looked like. All right, so this one I'm cutting at 2.5 by 8.5. Okay, and then we're going to score it at 3 inches. Okay. Don't cut it, Sue. Score it at 3 inches. All right. So this is what I call the tented piece. This is that section that pops, that goes over the step. So, all right. And let's put the trimmer. Am I putting this away yet? No, we're going to cut our paper. All right. So we're going to cut our designer series paper here. I'm going to start by cutting the length of my paper. The lengths of the side strips and the centerpiece are slightly different, but there's a method to my madness here, so bear with me. We're going to cut this at 4 3/8. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. Do you do that? Do you go to 4 and then go to 1/8? It's just safer. I'm not a big math person, I will freely admit. So I'm cutting this at 4 3/8. All right. So now I've got my scene. Now what's a little bit different about this particular paper? So we have the advantage here with this paper where I don't need a focal point like I did on this one and this one and this one because the paper is going to do that for me because it's got a scene right on it. So that is awesome. So I want to cut this strategically to put the A-frame portion of this house or cabin on the center panel of my card. So you can see that this is 2.5, and you can see that A-frame portion is almost exactly 2.5. I'm actually going to cut it a teensy bit skinnier than that. I'm going to cut it at 2 1/4. So I'm going to just shave off a teensy bit of that A-frame. So I am going off of, I'm just eyeballing it right now. Just trimming it to this part is where the blade will cut. And I can see I'm just going to trim off a little bit of the edge of the A-frame of the cabin house. Okay, cabin house. So I'm going to slide that piece over. So the panel that goes on the front is 2 1/4. So now I can just go in and cut it at 2 1/4 now that I've trimmed it down to where I want it. All right, so I have a piece that is 2 1/4 by 4 3/8. And I don't know, it doesn't look terribly straight. I'm not sure what I did there. Yeah, I guess it's okay. We'll find out when I stick it on the piece. Fortunately, it's Night of Navy, so I can hide it if I'm a little bit crooked. No, I think it's fine. Maybe I'm crooked tonight. Maybe that's the deal. All right, now we have some more paper left over here. Now, again, we've got lots of pieces here. Let's look at what we've got left. And so I am going to save this for the center of my card. That's our focal point. And I want 2 side pieces to decorate my card. So on this card, I did embossing, but we're going to put some designer series paper panels right here. Okay. And so I would like these cool trees with the lights in them. I think they're super cute. So I am going to go in here and put it at the 1 inch mark. And I'm going to cut off a 1 inch strip. That's one of the sizes I need. I do need to cut these down just a teensy bit though, so I'm going to keep it close by. And I'm going to cut a second one at 1 inch. I started at the far edge because I wanted the trees. You can literally strategically cut just the part you want. Okay, so I've got my 2 trees. These actually need to be 4 1/4 instead of 4 3/8. So I'm just going to nip a little bit off. And I'm cutting it this way just because I want to decide what patterns show on my card. If I was using a paper that was just all the same uniform, I wouldn't need to do, all of this intricate cutting. I would just cut it to size. But you can you kind of see the scene that we're building here with our skinny down cabin or house? We'll call it cabin because it's littler now, and our 2 side trees. Okay. And then we may or may not use this piece. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this piece at 3/4 of an inch because I'm going to have you all vote on whether we use this or not. So got that. And that is, I think, 4 inches. Yeah. So again, I would strategically decide what 4-inch section of the pattern I want and cut off the rest. Okay, so we may or may not use this. We're going to keep this aside. The rest of these I'm not using for this project. I don't think. We might, unless we decide to put some on the inside of the card, we might do that. I can use the other side for another project, or actually even use like this cute, gosh, that might be cute on the inside of the card. Okay, don't go far. We might use you. We just might do that. Okay. So I'm going to put our paper trimmer away, and we're ready to put our card together. So first off, I'm going to start with the card base here, and I'm going to fold on the score lines, but I'm not folding all the same. This one, we're going to call it close to center. It's really not. It's at 6.5, but this one is a mountain fold. I'm just going to make sure I'm straight and take my bone folder and just get a good crease. So that is a mountain fold. Okay, and then we have this part that extends down in the front. We're going to accordion fold this. So I'm going to go up on this. So I'm making a valley fold. Give it a good crease. And then I'm going to fold the other way, making another mountain fold. So mountain, valley, mountain. So we have, makes our first step. This is like our second step of our step fold card. Okay. And then I already folded on this one, but you just fold on that 3-inch score line of this one. And now before we put our card together, we're going to go ahead and put the designer paper on because it's just a little bit easier to stick it on before we assemble the card. So we're going to stick our house on here. I am watching to see how much space I have on each side, and I'm going to do about the same amount of space down from that score line. I'm going to leave an open area at the bottom. Okay. All right. What did Sue do with the adhesive? And I haven't had it out yet, have I? Oh, it's where it belongs. Oh, well, look at that. Found it. Take a sip, everyone. Oh my goodness. I think our first official sip of the evening. All right. So there we go. I am going to stick this on. There we go. And I want to make sure I get it right side up. See, it was upside down. So I'm going to adhere it to the longer section. Again, towards the top of that longer section. Stick it right on there. And then before I assemble this card, I'm going to stick on my 2 side pieces where we chose the trees with the pretty lights on them. It's actually not a bad day today. Sometimes it's fun to make Christmas cards when it's super hot out because it just cools you down. It's one way to cool down, but it actually was not. It was a nice day here in Minnesota, although I did some yard work and I got super hot and sweaty because I was pulling weeds. Oh my gosh, the weeds are taking over. All right, and we're going to put it over here. So we've got those 2 pieces. These are the 1-inch by 4 1/4-inch pieces that we cut. And I got it right with the sky at the top and the snow at the bottom. I wasn't paying attention, so I'm glad that worked out. And those just go on that inside portion. All right. Now we're ready to put our card together. So our step piece is going to have this I'm going to call it a cabin. And oh my gosh. All right. Where did the tear and tape go? I just had it out earlier. Oh, found it. That was where it belonged to. Who am I putting things away? What the heck? All right. Zip number 2 is in the books. All right. So we're going to put some adhesive right here on the back of this piece. I do not want any adhesive here, or I will glue my card shut and it won't do that fun pop out part. So I'm going to put 2 strips of tear and tape at the bottom of this. So if you flip this over, you want to make sure the adhesive is in this section, but on the back side. Tear and tape makes it really easy to do that because you just, it's skinny strips. It's super strong. So I don't need to worry about getting adhesive all over that section. And it's going to hold really, really well. Now, if I had to take your pick tool, that would be awesome. I'd be able to get this up. Found it. Also where it belonged. All right, take a sip, everyone. Clearly, I need to start looking at what is in my little toolbox over here that I keep all my important tools in. So I'm going to peel those off. And let's put it right here on the center. And I'm lining this up with the bottom edge and trying to get it about in the middle. Okay. Close enough. All right. And then give that a press. So I've adhered that to the bottom. Now I want to accordion fold this up and fold it to find where this is going to adhere on the back. If I had this flattened, then it's not going to fold over, right? I've got to accordion fold that up, flip the whole card over, and then we're going to just grab another piece of tear and tape here. You can use standard adhesive for this, but I would use a strong one because you don't want your card to fall apart, right? That would be not good. All right, and let's peel this backing off of our tear and tape. Welcome to the party, Monica. Let's see here. Let's get this one off. All right. And then I'm going to make sure I've got that accordion folded up so it ends up in the right spot and just give that a press. And there we have the base of our card. Yay! All right. So this is our faux step fold card. Super cute and a perfect way to show off this fun paper. I could see doing this with, see if you can envision this with the deer in the center panel. So it would be like that section of deer and then do the tree parts on each side. I can see doing it with the fox in the center as well. So it works really well with the papers in this pack that have kind of a one unique focal point. And let's finish our card up. So we've got a couple of options here that I want your input on. So we have this piece that we cut from our leftover paper that was 3 3/4 by 4. That could go on this front step. Another option would be to do a ribbon. I know some of you are not ribbon fans. If you're doing a whole bunch of Christmas cards with the different papers in this pack and you're making a lot of these, this might be the quicker option. But we could also use the bordered Night of Navy ribbon to put across there. So let me know in the comments if we're going to use the paper or the ribbon. Put that in the comments. And while you're voting, I'm going to go ahead and bring in the die cutting machine and I'm going to die cut a banner for our card here. So grab that. All right, had it right on my chair. And I'm going to once again use the Nested Essential dies. I absolutely love these dies. They have, they're all nesting. And so we've got nested banners. There's 4 of them, nested rounded rectangles, and nested what I call flattened hexagons. I'm not sure the official term on that, but oh dear, my husband is telling me the corn dog burgers are unavailable. And he's voting for paper. So one of our local restaurants has been offering this Corn dog burger. Yeah, that sounds great, honey. Let's go Indian food. That works for me. Double check with Joe, make sure he's on board with that, but that works for me. So we were going to get these burgers tonight. It's a Wagyu beef burger that has a corn dog cut in half, layered on it, bacon, ketchup, cheese, and then a mini donut on top, because it's like a kind of a state fair thing, which is a big thing here in Minnesota. Okay, I've used the smallest banner die to die cut this out of basic white here to do our banner. We're using this stamp set is the hexagon look like coffins. Yeah, everyone says that, but it's too depressing to call them coffins. I call them flattened hexagons. So we're going to punch this out here. This stamp set is a clear photopolymer stamp, so I can die cut my banner first and then stamp right on it, which makes it a little bit easier. So I'm cracking up that my husband is commenting or is reaching out to me through the comments to get my vote for dinner. That's just so hilarious. Okay, I'm going to put this aside. Let anyone else let them know if you want Indian food too. So oh no, I do like the hexagon dies. Bridget, I've been using them a ton. I just don't like calling them coffins. It's too depressing. All right, so what's our vote here? What's our vote? Let's see. Paper, ribbon, paper, 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 ribbon, ribbon, ribbon. I'm seeing a few more voting for paper. So we're going to go for paper on this one. And that's actually perfect because I did one before we started with ribbon on it. So we'll be able to look at both options, right? We're both versions. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this on. Now there is, oh gosh, I should have asked that. Okay, wait. Hang on. There's always options, right? It's all sticky now, but that's okay. Stay there. Just don't stick to anything I don't want you to. Hang on, let me grab my papers here. I think so. One of these papers, let me grab it. Actually has some blue on it. You could do that. Oh, that's pretty cute, you guys. Okay. All right, we're going to go with paper because that was the vote. Should we use the leftover scrap from this that has snow on it with the glowing lights? Or should we use this, let's call it polka dot paper for lack of a better term. Polka dot or lights? Let me know in the comments. And while you're voting on that, it keeps trying to stick on me. I am going to go ahead and stamp this with the word joyful and add it to our card here. So I'm going to ink this up in good old Night of Navy. That's the same color as our card base. And okay, it looks like everyone is voting for the leftover scrap. Well, that's good because it's all sticky. So let's pop that on here. And then we're going to stamp the word joyful, and we're going to add that for a banner. But before I stamp it, I want to decide where I want to put it, because that's going to depend on where I stamp the word. So we could have it on the left right here to say joyful, or we could have it on the right. Let me know in the comments if you want it left or right. And while you're voting for that, I'm going to cut our inside piece because we also need an inside, a place for an inside message. Sorry, I walked away. Place for an inside message. So let me grab a piece of cardstock here. The inside panel is 4 1/4 by 4. And 4 1/4. There we go. All right. I am seeing a lot of lefts, so we're going to go with the left. Okay. Thank you so much for helping me design this card. Really appreciate it. All right, we're going left side. So we're going to put the flat edge towards the left. And we're going to stamp it right here. And again, it's clear. I'm just pulling it towards me because the camera is not where my eyes are. All right, there we go. So got our joyful on there. And we're going to flip that over. I'm going to put a dimensional on the back. Also where they belong. I found them, everyone. Take a sip. All right. You like it without a greeting? Yeah, that's always an option too. It is really pretty. You wouldn't necessarily even have to do a greeting on the front. I'm going to put joyful right there. Actually, I'm going to go up and go up a skosh. There we go. Let's put it right there. So there we have our front of our card. And then this panel is going to go on the inside. Before I put it in, I'm going to stamp my greeting. Why do I do that? Because sometimes I mess it up. And so this way, if I mess it up, I could flip it over and try again. And I would have that option. If I already stick it in, then I don't have that flexibility to fix it if things go awry. So there we have our season of cheer. Now we had a random piece here that was left over. You absolutely, which way's up? Oh, I think it's this way. You absolutely could even add this on the inside of the card. Let me know in the comments if you think we should add that. If we add it, I think I might stamp my words again and just put them a little bit farther over. So let me know in the comments if we should add this little scrap. I mean, we've got it. It would add a little bit on the inside. So yes or no on the scrap. Let me know. Just say yes or no, and I'll know what you mean. So we've got our card here. We've got this one, and we're just deciding on whether we're going to add this little strip, which I would need to cut it down. So just in case you say yes, I'm going to go ahead and nip off a bit, because right now it is the same length. It's actually a little longer. So I would want this to cut down to, is that tree right side up? Hang on. I'm going to grab the paper and check. I think it is. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Don't want to be putting it on upside down. My goodness. We have a Christmas tree farm. That would be embarrassing. All right. I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches in case you vote for us to use it. So let me look at your comments here and see what you voted for. Yes to random pieces. Woohoo. One less scrap. Okay. Yeah, it is kind of a funny thing where it almost does look like it actually could almost go either way, but it definitely looks upside down if I do it that way. So I think that is correct. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that thought it was upside down. Like, is that the right way or not? All right. But you know what? If we can't tell, the person that gets the card can't tell either, right? All right, now let's do a do-over on our greeting on the inside, wishing you a season of cheer. You know what, Sue? It really helps if you put enough ink on the stamp. I could see the bottom of my F. Another advantage of the clear stamps, I could see the bottom of my F did not have enough ink on it. So there we go. Oh, that's super cute. I think you guys made the right choice having that little bit of tree action there. So we'll flip this over. Stick that on the inside of our card. And we are all done. Do you want to see the card that has the ribbon on it? All right, so there we have our joyful. It's like that. It does stand for display. You got to do want to crease it really well. Will help it stand, not slide too much. There we go. All right, where to go? Honestly, I made one with the ribbon before we started. Oh, I found it. It's under the directions, of course. Take a sip, everyone. So there it is with the ribbon, and here it is with the designer paper. Which one do you like better? And oh, you know what? Look, on this one, I put my greeting on the right. So that kind of shows you the other option. All right, I'm going to put these down. Ooh, they're a little bit bouncy, but that's okay. Let's put up our measurements. So that my take your pick tool really wants to be in the picture. It can't. I'm going on timeout. So, all right. So we're going to go ahead and put up the measurements here. Get ready to take your screenshot, gang. I'm trying to tidy up the disaster. The aftermath, the stamping hurricane. Let's see, here we go. Full step fold card. There it is. So if you want to take a screenshot of that, Those are our two different versions. We could even stand them up maybe. Let's try that. Let's try standing it up. You could do them that way. All right, hopefully you had a chance to take a screenshot there. If not, you can always do it on the replay, right? And that is our card. Now, use your imagination for a minute and think of all the possibilities of this fun step fold. Let's bring in this one with a retired product on it again. So I realize if you want to make this and actually send it out, so one option would be, so this was the double-decker fun fold cards that we did for the May Crafternoon class. And you could do this on the front section. This sort of window box would be super cute on the front of this card. Let's grab this one. That was this month's Crafternoon Fun Fold. You could do this same layout on that front panel. So you could do like this designer paper here and here, and then the big leaf in the front, and then this fun paper across the bottom. Think of all the possibilities with this this awesome fold with different things that you could use what you have and recreate this card. I'm going to flip the camera so I can say goodbye. And quick reminder, so I think this would be a good one for me to send out in our next project sheet email. It's just really handy to be able to print them out and be able to reproduce the card. You can always watch, look at your screenshot and so forth. You want to make it right now because it will be probably another week or two before the next project sheet email goes out. But if you haven't subscribed, you can do that at SueStampfield.com, and then I can get you some more creative inspiration right in your inbox. I will be back again on Tuesday next week at 7:30 Central Time with another creative video. And I hope you'll join me and help me make another card together. Thanks again. You guys are awesome. I love how our card came out. And so I really appreciate your input. You guys always have the best suggestions. So thank you for that. And thanks again for making and sending handmade cards. Together, we're going to make the world a kinder and better place. Take care, everyone. Have a great night. Bye-bye.